national tourism policy launched to ensure continuity of tourism industry. Mostly denies overpaying in vaccine procurement. Well, hello and good afternoon. Thanks for joining us and you're watching Update at Noon with me, I'm Carlos. Well, the National Tourism Policy, or DPM 2020-2030, launched today, aims to ensure continuity of the country's tourism industry, as well as bring back Malaysia as the preferred tourism destination at the global level. Well, Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin, in launching the policy online, said this would be achieved by strengthening competitiveness, encouraging sustainable and inclusive tourism sector development, as well as planning for future disasters. Elaborating further on the matter, Tan Sri Muhyiddin said the policy would be implemented through 6 main strategic thrusts, namely transformation of governance, creating an inclusive tourism investment zone, and intensifying digitization in the tourism sector. In addition, the core thrusts involve enriching tourist experience and satisfaction, strengthening commitment to sustainable tourism, and increasing human capital capacity in all tourism subsectors.
Pelancongan yang berasaskan teknologi digital adalah penting untuk memastikan objektif dasar ini dapat dicapai. Tambahan pula, kemajuan teknologi juga dapat mengukuhkan jaringan antara industri serta membuka jalan bagi subsektor inovatif baru dalam industri pelancongan yang akan mewujudkan peluang perniagaan dan pekerjaan. Dengan ini, pelaburan pelancongan yang berpusatkan teknologi adalah digalakkan. Melalui DPN ini, Malaysia akan mewujudkan zon pelaburan untuk projek pelancongan atau Special Tourism Investment Zone bagi meningkatkan kerjasama awam swasta serta menarik lebih ramai pelabur tempatan dan antarabangsa.
The Premier added that Perikatan Nasional PN government is also committed to balancing the development and preservation and conservation of national treasures, including the environment, culture and heritage. Well, the Science, Technology and Innovation Ministry, or MOSTI, yesterday refuted allegations that the government has paid 3 billion ringgit for the purchase of 10 million doses of COVID-19 vaccine, which went viral on social media. Well, the ministry said, as what has been announced previously, the government was allocating 3 billion ringgit for the procurement of COVID-19 vaccine for up to 70% of the country's population, or that's 22.4 million people. Well, in a statement released, its Minister Khairi Jamaluddin had also answered and explained the matter several times in the last Dewan Rakyat sitting. Well, Mosi said through all negotiations and agreements which have been and would be signed so far, the government would spend $504.4 million or about 2.05 billion ringgit to purchase the vaccine. It added that the government has just signed an agreement with pharmaceutical company AstraZeneca to purchase 6.4 million more doses or an additional 10% of COVID-19 vaccine. Now, this means the government has already secured 40% of supply through agreements with the COVAX facility, Pfizer and AstraZeneca. Mosi said the government was also in final negotiations with Sinovac, CanSino and Gamaleya to boost its vaccine supply to cover more than 80% of the country's population, or 26.5 million people. The amount exceeds the initial target, which is to provide vaccination to 70% of Malaysian citizens. Now, the ministry also urged the public to not simply make or spread false information without referring to official statements issued by the government. Now, Mosi will not hesitate to take legal action on baseless or false statements which can create confusion among the people. Well, the public has been urged to continue adhering to the standard operating procedures or SOPs, such as observing physical distancing, wearing face masks and washing hands even after receiving the COVID-19 vaccination. Virology expert and director of Tropical Infectious Diseases Research and Education Centre, University of Malaya, Professor Dr. Sazali Abu Bakar, will said the risk of getting infected still exists even if the person has been vaccinated against the virus. Well, commenting further on the matter, Professor Dr. Sazali advised the public to abandon the old lifestyle and adopt new habits in the new norm, even if the COVID-19 vaccine has been found. Well, this is because the vaccine is effective in preventing the individual from experiencing a more serious effect of the infection, but that does not mean that the person cannot be a carrier of the virus. Well, he also said the vaccine being developed now is only for those aged 18 and above. Meanwhile, Professor Dr. Sazali said purchasing the COVID-19 vaccine from AstraZeneca Pharmaceutical is the best measure to provide multiple choices of vaccines to the people, adding that Malaysians are blessed to have these choices. Well, he said human physiology and biology differ from one man to another, which may result in different reactions towards the same vaccine, adding that the same vaccine might cause some to suffer from allergies. Well, on another note, referring to the prolonged vaccine evaluation in the country compared to other countries, well, Senior Principal Assistant Director of Zoonosis Sector Disease Control Division of the Health Ministry, Dr. Vignesh Muthu, well, he said a vaccine needs to go through several phases before it can be evaluated and registered.
Faktor-faktor yang kita harus lihat sebelum suatu vaksin masuk ke dalam negara kita adalah pertama, apabila satu vaksin telah dibangun, dia harus mengikuti fasa kajian vaksin, iaitu fasa awal hingga fasa 3. Nah, apabila fasa 3 telah pun selesai untuk vaksin tersebut, vaksin itu akan nilai untuk keberkesanan, kualiti dan juga keselamatan. Nah, ini harus mencapai piawaian yang amat tinggi untuk menjaga kesihatan seseorang agar tidak mempunyai kesan-kesan samping dan juga efek-efek selepas menerima vaksin tersebut.
Dr. Vignesh further noted that the effectiveness of a COVID-19 vaccine should not be relied on one company, but all other companies that are involved in it as well. Well, 8 new COVID-19 clusters were detected by the Health Ministry or MOH in 5 states yesterday, namely Selangor, Kuala Lumpur, Sabah, Johor and Perak, with 6 of them involving workplaces. Health Director General Tan Sri Dr. Noor Hisham Abdullah said in Selangor, 2 new clusters were detected, the first being the Pasar Baru cluster, involving the Klang and Kuala Langar districts, with the index case reported positive on 15th December. Now, elaborating further in a statement released yesterday, Tan Sri Dr. Noor Hisham said as of 22nd December, a total of 2,001 individuals have been screened in the cluster, with 309 found positive for COVID-19. Well, the second cluster in Selangor was the Bukit Naga cluster, involving a workplace in Klang, with index case reported on 13th December following targeted screenings at a construction site, and to date, a total of 190 individuals have been screened, with 58 cases found positive. Now, the Health Director General added that 3 new clusters were detected in Kuala Lumpur, with all of them involving workplaces. Well, Senior Minister for Security, Dr. Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob, said the Enhanced Movement Control Order, or EMCO, for the Amber Court Apartment and Ria Apartment in Bintong, Pahang has been extended from 24th December to 6th January next year. Well, however, he said the EMCO for the Kampong Semaut Kongsi House in the same district ends today.
Bagi apartmen Amber Court, KKM telah melaksanakan 1,183 ujian saringan, sebanyak 381 kes positif COVID-19 telah direkodkan dan 85 masih menunggu keputusan. KKM juga telah melaksanakan 1,041 ujian saringan di apartmen Ria dan mengesahkan terdapat risiko jangkitan baru yang dikesan manakala terdapat kontak rapat kepada kes positif yang perlu dijalankan ujian saringan.
The senior minister added that the screening conducted on Kampong Semaut Kongsi House residents found only 3 were symptomatic, and RTK antigen tests done on them again turned out negative. On 9th December, Dato Sri Ismail Sabri announced that the 3 localities would be placed under the EMCO from 10th to 23rd December after 55 positive COVID-19 cases were detected in the Mukim, the majority involving migrant workers. Meanwhile, the senior minister said 274 investigation papers have been opened by the police and the Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission, MCMC, in connection with fake news on COVID-19 so far, with 137 cases still under investigation, 35 having been charged in court, 12 given warning notices and 90 classified as no further action. On another note, on whether the government will ban flights from the United Kingdom following the discovery of a more infectious and out-of-control COVID-19 variant, well, Dato Sri Ismail Sabri said that the matter would be decided after obtaining a risk assessment from the Health Ministry. Now, the senior minister said, as mentioned by Health Director General Tan Sri Dr. Noor Hisham Abdullah, they are still monitoring and the government is expected to get a report from MOH in a special meeting of the National Security Council.
Semalam saya menelpon sahabat saya di Britain, dia kata lebih kurang 30 ribu kematian sehari yang berlaku dalam beberapa hari ini. Jadi kita sedang meneliti perkara ini. Biarlah Kementerian Kesihatan yang membuat penilaian risikonya dan kita akan umumkan apa tindakan seterusnya.
The senior minister also stressed that the country's international borders are still closed except in certain cases. The media recently reported that some countries, such as in Europe, had blocked flights from Britain after the finding of a new strain in London, United Kingdom, spreading out of control. Well, Permodalan Nasional Berhad, or PNB, has declared an income distribution of 4.25 sen per unit and 0.75 sen esan payment for the first 30,000 units of its Amanah Saham Bumiputra ASB for 2020. Its chairman, Tan Sri Setia Aziz, said that the total dividend of 7.6 billion ringgit, which benefits over 10.2 million unit holders, will be paid out on 1st January 2021. Now, speaking at a virtual briefing this morning, Tan Sri Setia also said that ASB's income distribution has remained competitive despite various challenges imposed following COVID-19 outbreak. Well, she explained that the year 2020 has been one of the most difficult confronting the world has faced, as in health, economy, and humanitarian crisis all at the same time. However, she added that global growth momentum is expected to improve as various vaccines are approved by many countries in the world.
Norma baharu diadaptasi. Ancaman negara ditangani. Kebajikan rakyat disantuni. Resolusi sejagat dipatri. Ikuti imbasan 2020 di Berita RTM.
Well, that concludes updates at noon. In our top story, national tourism policy launched to ensure continuity of tourism industry. Well, folks, do tune in to News at 10 tonight on saluran Berita RTM on My Freeviews, channel 123, or you can also stream the news by surfing RTM's MyClick. Well, thank you for watching. I'm Mohammed Amin Carlos, and stay tuned to TV2.